Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. On this video I am going to be giving you an update on some more transfer news, keeping you up to date of what players are linked with Manchester United. So I'm going to be giving you a bit more additional information on Jadon Sancho. Then I'm going to be giving you the latest news regarding Jack Grealish. And then later on in the video I'll talk about a few other things with you. So anyway, let's start with the news regarding Jadon Sancho. So according to recent reports, we are refusing to meet Borussia Dortmund's asking price for Sancho, because Borussia Dortmund have said that they want around 110 million for Sancho. It's also said that Borussia Dortmund have set their deadline for the sale of Sancho. We've got until the 10th of August to sign the player. Now, I think we have set our limit and we're only willing to pay £80 million. It said before that we was only willing to pay £50 million. There was reports coming out from the German press yesterday, like I updated you on, and it said we'd had an £89 million bid turned down for Sancho. But obviously, now we've got qualification for the Champions League, which I think is a fantastic achievement for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in his first full season at the club. And also we got third. I think there's a greater chance we can get Sancho. If we didn't get qualification for the Champions League, then I don't think we'd have had any chance of getting Sancho on the board. But as you all know, Borussia Dortmund do remain ruthless over their valuation. I do believe that, Sancho's already agreed personal terms with Manchester United. And he had said a few weeks ago as well that he'd agreed a 5-year contract at the football club with around £140,000 a week, but no fee has yet come to an agreement. Fabrizio Romano's spoken about the Jadon Sancho transfer saga quite a few times. Also too, Christian Falk has spoken about the Jadon Sancho transfer saga. Simon Stone, he's also spoken about the Jadon Sancho transfer saga. Simon Stone is from the BBC. But we are still convinced that we can get him on the board. He is our number one priority target. We first expressed our interest in him in 2017. Now, Jadon Sancho has already revealed that he wants to leave Borussia Dortmund. And he did say earlier on in the season that if he is to leave Borussia Dortmund, his preferred option would be moved to Manchester United. And I've given you the main explanations why I want Sancho at Man United is because he'll dramatically improve us. He's got a very, very good friendship with Rashford and he's predominantly a right winger. And Manchester United are in search for the right winner. Dortmund will make a huge profit on the player because Dortmund only paid £8 million in from Man City back in 2017. But analysing his performances in the few years he's been with Dortmund, his valuation has persistently grown. Sancho still got a contract with Dortmund until 2022. So Sancho could actually be our first signing in this summer transfer window and our sixth signing overall under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. If we do get Sancho, I believe he will be our next number 7. Because we have got number 7 vacant at the moment. We've had a lot of good number 7s up and down the generations. Obviously, we had Ronaldo. Best number 7 we've had and definitely the best player we've had in the Premier League era. George Best, Eric Cantona, Michael Owen. They all played in number 7. Depay and Sanchez, they also played in number 7. But they was obviously, very, very inconsistent. And the main explanation why Sancho left Manchester City, because obviously, he didn't get assured any first team opportunities. You had Borussia Dortmund CEO coming out the other month saying that he expects Sancho to stay at Dortmund because he's convinced that no club's willing to meet their asking price. Then you had Lucien Favre, the Borussia Dortmund boss. He came out and said that Jadon Sancho could still leave in the summer transfer window. I think Dortmund have come to accept the fact that Sancho wants to leave, so they are now looking for replacements for him. I think they've recently been in talks with Lille over signing Jonathan Ecoke. I think he's valued at around 41 million. Dortmund have also been looking at Rishika from Werder Bremen. But there you go. And Dortmund have let quite a few of their players go to the, Premier League in recent years. A few years ago they let Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang go. They also let Christian Pulisic go. They let Mkhitaryan go at one point. They let Ilkay Gundogan go. They let Shinji Kagawa go quite a few years ago now. There's also players that they've let go who didn't go to the Premier League. Ousmane Dembele, they let him go to Barcelona around 3 years ago. Also, too, they let Matt Hummels go to Bayern Munich. But there again, Borussia Dortmund, they've recruited quite a few players in recent years. Obviously, their recent signing was Jude Bellingham. They got, obviously, Ireland in January. They got Julian Braun, Thorgan Hazard. They also got Emre Can. So they have done very, very good recruitment in recent years. But we have been looking at a few alternatives to Sancho, because I will make an admission, these cheaper solutions than Sancho. Obviously, we've recently been looking at Ousmane Dembele. We've been looking at Ferran Torres from Valencia. Before, we looked at Rabbi Matondo from Schalke. So these cheaper solutions than him. So that's the breaking news on Sancho. We're not willing to meet their asking price. We've had an £89 million bid turned down for him, but we still believe we can get a deal over the line. And by the way, Sancho, I think, is set to return to training this week with Dortmund. So now, let's delve into the news on Jack Grealish from Aston Villa. So, reportedly, Jack Grealish's price tag has been revealed. And Aston Villa's CEO owner has said that Aston Villa want at least £80 million for Jack Grealish. Now, this could now put his move to Manchester United in doubt, because maybe now we're not determined to pay £80 million for Jack Grealish. I think that's far too much for him. Now, obviously, Aston Villa stayed up, and reflects on that, Villa may believe now they can convince him to stay for at least one more season. But if Aston Villa had got relegated, then I would have assured that Jack Grealish would have left. I think we'd want to get Jack Grealish maybe for around £40 or £50 million. Obviously, up until this point, Jack Grealish has spent the entirety of his career with Aston Villa. He's been a Villa player since the age of 6. He was in their youth setup for several years, and Grealish has been in Aston Villa's senior squad since 2014. So this has been now his 6th season in Aston Villa's senior squad. Like I said, throughout the course of this season, his stats have been better than Maddison's. He's also a cheaper solution than Maddison's, and this is why we said he is our preference. Jack Grealish can play as an attacking midfielder, and he can also play as a winner. Grealish has got a contract with Aston Villa until 2023, so still a few years left on his contract. Did report out quite a few weeks ago that Man City were interested in Grealish. Tottenham were in for him back in the summer of 2018. I think they were close at that point to getting a deal finalised. But Jack Grealish has said a few times, that he does want to leave Aston Villa. Quite clearly, Aston Villa cannot match his ability. And, Grealish feels as though now he's far too good for Aston Villa. So he does want to take his footballing career to the next level. By the way, Michael Owen has come out and said that he's got his heart set on a move to Man United. And, Darius Vassell, I think, who's a former Villa player, said that, he's obviously outgrown by his club. And I think Grealish is 24 years of age. But Dean Smith, the Aston Villa boss, has been talking about this saga regarding Grealish, and he said, Dean Smith, that Jack Grealish's future will be resolved next month. But he did actually say that Aston Villa have got no intentions of selling him. Don't forget, back in March, which was earlier on this year, Jack Grealish had that incident with his £80,000 Range Rover when he had crashed it into 3 parked cars. I think this happened just hours before he urged people to stay at home due to the coronavirus pandemic. But yeah, I think he got fined £150,000 for that, and obviously, Jack Grealish had come out and apologised. I think there was also another incident the other month. So that's 2 offences now Jack Grealish has committed. I heard that he has to go to court in August. Well, that's what I heard when I read up about it anyway. But I think he had a car crash after lockdown. That was the second offence. But yeah, so Jack Grealish, he's another one of our priority targets. So that is the latest news on all of that. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has outlined his transfer plans after Champions League qualification, and Solskjaer has told our board to get his preferred targets before the start of next season. Now, we know our transfer budget, it's been revealed. I think we're going to be given from 100 to 150 million pounds to spend. Like I said, we're going to get an extra 70 million in revenue for getting qualification for the Champions League. You know, Solskjaer has identified the areas in the squad where he wants to strengthen up. I think Solskjaer, you know, said that he wants to recommend a holding midfielder in. He wants to recommend the centre-half in, despite the fact that we've got like 7 centre-halves in the team. You know, he wants to recommend a right winger in, and I think he's still looking to recommend a striker in. You know, there's certain areas where Man United have improved, but there's still areas, you know, where Manchester United are lacking. You know, one thing Solskjaer did say is that he will not tolerate any rotten apples in the squad. Because he said he warned this to our players, you know, quite a few weeks ago. But he's got big decisions to make in this summer transfer window, you know, what players he's going to recommend in and what players he's going to get rid of. With this summer transfer window is open until October. I think Solskjaer did recently say that he's targeting around 5 players to overhaul the Manchester United squad. Obviously, you know, so far Solskjaer's made 4 permanent signings at Manchester United. And of course, because obviously, you know, he got Odion Ighalo on loan. And I think the signings he's brought in so far, you know, have actually, you know, done very, very well. But at the start of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's managerial tenure, you know, he said, you know, he wanted to make around 9 signings at Manchester United and all of that. But, yeah. And like I said, the big test for Solskjaer is next season. Because next season, we're going to have bigger expectations to exceed. Obviously, you know, our expectations next season will be to probably challenge for the title. And Solskjaer's got to exceed these expectations to obviously, you know, remain in the Manchester United job. Because we have got to spend money to compete with the likes of Manchester City and Liverpool. Like I've said to you before, we are the most successful team in Premier League history because we've won 20 titles and 13 of them are Premier Leagues. But like I said, you know, we haven't won the Premier League for 7 years. And this has been the 7th season we have failed to mount any kind of title challenge up. And, you know, like I said, we've got to recruit well. Like I said, other teams are going to try and recruit as well. Like I said, regarding Chelsea, they've done very, very good business so far. Obviously, you know, Chelsea have signed, 2 players so far under Lampard. Obviously, you know, they got Werner for 48 million. They got Hakim Ziyech back in February for around 37 or 38 million. I heard recently that there was close to getting Havertz, and they'd agreed around an 80 million pound fee with Bayer Leverkusen. So if they get him, that'll be around 160 million that Chelsea have spent on 3 players. So Chelsea could be now with a shout for next season. You know, Liverpool, they'll want to continue their dominance up. They'll probably want to make 1 or 2 signings. Obviously, you know, Liverpool have won their first ever Premier League title, and of course they did end their 30-year drought. So they want to continue this dominance up. Man City, you know, they'll want to recruit as well. Obviously, you know, they got their 2-year Champions League ban overturned by CAS. They'll be very, very delighted about that because City will probably get the players that they want now in this summer transfer window. And City, of course, will want to try and win the league next season. They was disappointed that they didn't win it this season because if they had won it this season, that would have been 3 titles on the trot. And the last team to do that was us back in 2007, 2008 and 2009, you know, to win 3 titles on the trot. Daniel Levy at Tottenham, like I said, doesn't like to spend money. I don't know if Arsenal are going to recruit. I'm not sure if Leicester are going to recruit. But, you know, we shall see anyway. But this summer transfer window is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's 4th transfer window as Manchester United manager. You know, but like I said, there was going to be a lot of uncertainty regarding the summer transfer window anyway due to the financial impact of the coronavirus pandemic. But like I said, I think we're going to get rid of at least 6 players in this summer transfer window. It said the other week that we'd put like 6 players up for sale. I think the players that we've put up for sale, of course, is Jesse Lingard. We're looking to get rid of him. I'm hopeful that we can get rid of Alexis Sanchez on a permanent transfer, because if we could get rid of Sanchez permanently, that would free up our wage bill completely. Reportedly now Inter Milan do want to get Sanchez permanently. There were stories coming out yesterday from the Italian press saying that Inter Milan could offer us Ivan Perisic in a bid for Inter Milan to keep Alexis Sanchez. Pereira, like I said, we need to get rid of him because he doesn't really get in the team. I think we also need to get rid of Phil Jones. He's only made like 2 starts this season. Get rid of Smalling permanently because he's on loan with Roma. Get rid of Rojo permanently. He's out on loan at Estudiantes. Get rid of Diego Dalot. He's had a few injuries this season as Dalot. And I think he's only made 1 start this season in the Premier League for Man United. He's our backup right back to Wan-Bissaka. So we're going to get rid of more of the deadwood in this summer transfer window. Solskjaer's got rid of a lot of players since he got recommended into the football club. The players that have left Man United since Solskjaer came in is obviously Young. He left Man United in January to go to Inter Milan. Young did enjoy 8.5 years at the football club. We saw Valencia leave last summer after he enjoyed 10 years at Manchester United. We also saw Darmian leave the football club last summer. He went to Parma. Obviously, we saw Herrera leave the football club last summer. He went to PSG. We saw Fellaini leave in January 2019. He was the first player to leave under the Solskjaer era. He went to China. Lukaku left last summer. He went to Inter Milan. So there's a few players we've got rid of permanently, and there's a few players we've let go out on loan. Like I said, Joe Pereira's out on loan. Dean Henderson's out on loan. Like I said, Smalling and Rojo are out on loan. Sanchez is out on loan. Angel Gomez, don't forget, left the football club a few weeks ago. He was another player to leave Man United. And we've let quite a few academy players go as well. So there you go. But yeah, big decisions need to be made in this summer transfer window. And Solskjaer knows he's got the backing of Ed Woodward, and he's also got the backing of the Glazers, because Woodward has assured quite a few times that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job is safe. We know earlier on in the season Solskjaer was close to getting sacked as Manchester United manager, because earlier on in the season we'd enjoyed our worst start ever to a Premier League season. At that point, there was talks of Mauricio Pochettino coming in, and there was also talks of Massimiliano Allegri coming into the football club. But I give you the main explanations why Solskjaer did not get sacked as Manchester United manager. Like I said to you on my recent video, Solskjaer is pleased that he has proved his critics wrong, because we've been very, very critical of him for the vast majority of this season. And he's very, very delighted, to get qualification for the Champions League and to get third place, because earlier on in the season, he wouldn't have thought we'd have even finished in the top 8 or even the top half of the table, the way we was playing. But like I said, I think we can be much better next season. I think we have rejuvenated ourselves since January. Since that 2-0 home loss to Burnley, we've really, really done well. Because we did go on a 19-game unbeaten run in all competitions until Chelsea did beat us in the FA Cup semi-final. We did well to progress to the FA Cup semi-final. It was a shame that we didn't get to the final. And it's a shame, that we can't win it now, because I'd have loved to have won the FA Cup. We're still unbeaten in 14 Premier League games, which is a positive. So yeah, there has been a massive upturn in form, and Solskjaer, recently give the 5 reasons behind our unbeaten run in the Premier League. Obviously, because since Bruno Fernandes has come in, he's made a difference in the team. Bruno Fernandes has got 10 goals since his arrival from Lisbon in January. He became the first Man United player to win back-to-back Player of the Month since Cristiano Ronaldo. And it's just amazing how one player can make a difference in a team. You know, the confidence has been there, the belief has been there, and a hell of a lot of players have improved in general under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and that. But hopefully, we can continue this good vein of form going on into next season. But like I said, even if we hadn't got qualification for the Champions League, Solskjaer would have still been Man United manager next season anyway, because it is a transition period, and it has been a transition period for a while. Don't forget, the vast majority of this team is not Solskjaer's. Solskjaer's inheriting players either from the Jose Mourinho era. He's inheriting players either from, a few players either from the Louis van Gaal era. Still matter either from the Moyes era. And there's still a few players either from the Alex Ferguson era. But the vast majority of this team is Jose Mourinho, because there's only a few players that have left who Jose Mourinho, of course, brought in and that. So you've got to give him at least another season at the football club. But like I said, we've got a priority now, and that is the Europa League. Now, we do play our Europa League games next month, which is August. We are more or less into the quarterfinals of the Europa League, because we are 5-0 up against last from the first leg. We do play last in the second leg on the 5th of August. Then the quarterfinals of the Europa League is on the 10th and the 11th of August. I think we have emerged as one of the favourites to win the Europa League. If we can win the Europa League, it will be our first piece of silverware under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because we've not yet won out in terms of silverware under him, and he has been at the football club over a year and a half. Like I said, we've won 45 trophies in our history. 38 of those trophies came under Alex Ferguson. Like I said, the vast majority of our success came under Ferguson, because like I said, Ferguson endured 26 years at Manchester United and endured 22 years of success, because Ferguson didn't win out in his first 4 years at the football club. But we've only won 3 trophies since Ferguson left, and that was the FA Cup under Van Gaal and the Europa League and the League Cup under Jose Mourinho. So we haven't won a trophy now for just over 3 years, and I think that's the first time since the 1990s. But I actually think we can win the Europa League, and we should actually get some more money if we do win the Europa League. But like I said to Manchester United, one of the biggest clubs in the world, fantastic history, fantastic fan base, and we want to be, there competing for the biggest trophies and winning the biggest trophies if possible. But like I said, it's a long rebuilding process. It really, really is. And you saw my video that I did this morning, didn't you? And I did give you the 6 things Manchester United must do if we are to compete for the title next season. And that's, I believe, Solskjaer needs to give the youngsters more chances. I've got to say, he has promoted the youth very, very well this season. But there's some young players that have found game time hard. Tahith Chon's found game time hard. James Garner's found game time hard. Diego Dalot, he's found game time hard. Ethan Laird, don't have a perception on him yet because he just recently got promoted into the senior squad. Dylan Levitt, he's another one that's also found game time hard. But we have got a lot of good young players coming through. Like I said to you, I think we've got to get Paul Pogba a new long-term contract at the club, to end the uncertainty over his future, because like I said, Paul Pogba has had a long-running transfer saga at Man United, but now we've got qualification for the Champions League. I think probably Pogba will end up staying at Man United. Like I said, we've got to get Dean Henderson back for next season, to contend with David De Gea. There is a chance that Dean Henderson could become our number 1 goalkeeper for next season. But there again, possibly David De Gea could remain our number 1 goalkeeper. So Solskjaer's got, a goalkeeping decision to make. Like I said, he's got to get rid of more of the deadwood. And obviously, we've got to recruit correctly. So these are the things, Manchester United must do. And Gary Neville, has recently urged us to be ruthless in this summer transfer window. But like I said, if it doesn't work out next season under Solskjaer and we're not exceeding expectations, that's when I would get rid of him. And that's when I would recommend a manager in with a proven pedigree, such as maybe Jurgen Klopp or the Pep Guardiola or something like that. But reflecting how long Solskjaer has now been with the football club, he's got that managerial experience behind him. because, you know, like I said, he's been here over a year and a half. He's been permanent Manchester United manager for a good, 15, 16 months now. We give Solskjaer the job permanently, reflecting on what he did in that 3-month period when he was the interim manager. But he has now got that managerial experience behind him, and I am very, very delighted about that. You know, but like I said, you know, we've got to give him time at the football club. And like I said, he's got a decision to make on 8 players next season, because we have got around 8 players' contracts that are due to expire next season, and Solskjaer's got to make a decision. And we have extended a lot of players' contracts, to be fair, though, since Solskjaer came into the football club. And like I said, I've seen a hell of a lot of improvements under him. Don't get me wrong, there's still things Man United need to improve on, like I've mentioned before. I think we need to be more creative, we need to be a bit more precise on the ball, we need to keep the ball better. We also need to be quicker on the flanks. I think we need to improve defensively. So there's still improvements needed on and probably off the pitch. Like I said, there's been a lot of problems at the football club for several years. Not only with the management. You know, there's been a lot of problems with the club's board. There's been a lot of problems with the club's ownership, the Glazers. You know, there's been a lot of problems with Ed Woodward. There's been a lot of problems with certain players and that. You know. And, you know, like I said to you before, we've made a lot of mistakes in the last 7 years. And that's one of the main explanations why we've also been so inconsistent for so long. But it's transition period, and we're not the only team that are going through this transition period. You know, you've got Arsenal that are going through a long transition period. At one point, Liverpool were going through a long transition period, but they got themselves out of that transition period. You know, Chelsea have been in transition before. So, you know, we're not the only ones. People will say, you know, look, reflecting on the money we've spent, you know, we should be where Liverpool are, or minimum where City are, because we spent £900 million on players in the last 7 years. And we've recruited a good, 32, 33 players in since, you know, Ferguson. And, you know, we've been criticised for several years, reflecting on how poor our recruitment policy's been. You know, we've also been criticised for overpaying for players. I believe that Man United is still trying to get a director of football in. I did say before, didn't I? That's one of the structural changes that we need at the club. And we need basically someone to join Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's structure. But if we're to get a director of football in, we need someone to come in who knows the culture of the club, someone, of course, who's got that experience, blah, blah, blah. And there has been a few former Man United players linked with that director's role, but it did recently say that Ed Woodward's looking to appoint a director of football in. You know, but we've been looking since like the Jose Mourinho era for the director of football. So anyway, guys, on my next video, I'm going to be giving you Man United season player ratings. You know, that's what I'm going to do. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless you all again very, very soon.